AI video script generator. I was just kind of playing around with this script generator just to see what it was like because I was kind of curious to see how accurate it was by trying to create specific scripts for specific YouTube video topics. I had just found this on a random Google search and I decided just to kind of play around with it. And it doesn't seem to be a bad little generator, like an AI generator. I typed in how to inoculate Petri dishes with mushroom tissue samples. And I kind of like how it does have like different personalities about the script. Like you can have like a casual conversation or a professional script or a funny script, informative or creative. That's kind of cool. And usually just the way I speak, I just try to speak in a very direct and to the point style, usually in my videos, as you probably can tell. But I figured, you know what, I want to try to see what a creative script would sound like. I'm not going to ever use anything like this because I typically don't even use scripts. And if I do use scripts, I'd rather write them myself because then I know exactly what goes into it. But I really wanted to talk about this one for a couple minutes because it's really, really funny. This one part's really funny. But let's just kind of start with it. Your script for how to inoculate Petri dishes with mushroom tissue samples. Okay? Background music fades in. I mean, a lot of people have background music on their videos. That's cool. I typically don't anymore because I'm sick of dealing with copyright issues, so I don't use background music anymore unless it's just like a very small part of the video itself. Okay, opening shot. A close-up of colorful Petri dishes filled with mushroom tissue samples. I don't really know what they mean by that. Like, there are some mushroom cultures that do turn different colors, but most of the time, if you're growing mushrooms on Petri dishes, the mycelial growth is just white, or sometimes it's like a pinkish color or an orangish color, depending on the species, but usually it's just white tissue, but we'll just gloss over that. Narrator. So this is the first spoken dialogue of the script. Hey there, fellow science enthusiasts. Today we are diving into the fascinating world of mushrooms and learning how to inoculate Petri dishes with mushroom tissue samples. Get ready for a mind-blowing journey into the depths of mycology. That's not bad, but yeah, that's fine, I guess. If that's the way that you speak, that's the way that you like to talk. There's nothing wrong with that. Cut to the host holding a Petri dish with excitement. All right, cool. Okay, next bit of dialogue. Host, when you gotta do this while you're smiling. Welcome to my secret laboratory where magic unfolds right before your eyes. As you know, mushrooms are not just for pizzas or fairy tales. They are living organisms with incredible powers. Now close your eyes and imagine a world where anyone can grow their favorite mushrooms at home. Sounds impossible, right? Well, not anymore. Cut to a time-lapse sequence of mushroom growth. That's fine. The next bit of dialogue. Here we go. Before we dive right in, let's take a quick trip through time. In the past, growing mushrooms at home was quite a challenge, but thanks to the wonders of science, we now have a foolproof method. Drum roll, please. Introducing tissue culture. It's like alchemy for mushroom lovers. I don't really know what that's supposed to mean, but it, for some reason, makes me laugh every time I read it. Sequence of various fungi species being showcased. That's fine. Okay, next dialogue. First things first, we need mushroom tissue samples. Now, before you go harvesting wild mushrooms and accidentally picking up something questionable, let's play it safe. Stick to your trusted local mushroom supplier where you can find a wide variety of fungi at your disposal. Host picks up a mushroom and shows it to the camera. Perfectly valid. Okay. Okay, now we're getting into the part that I think is hilarious. But once you have your prize mushroom, grab a sterile scalpel or a clean knife if you want to feel like a kitchen wizard. Carefully slice off a tiny piece of the mushroom's flesh, just like you would with a slice of cake. It's time to taste the science. Host demonstrates the process of placing the tissue sample onto a Petri dish. Next bit of dialogue. Now let the real fun begin. Open your Petri dish like you're revealing a grand treasure and place the precious mushroom tissue sample right in the center, just like giving a warm hug to your new fungi friends. But wait! We're not done yet. Host holds up a bottle of nutrient Agar. The secret sauce to mushroom growth lies in this marvelous substance called nutrient Agar. It's like a gourmet feast for these little creatures. Pour a small amount of the Agar into the Petri dish, covering the mushroom tissue gently. It's a cocktail of nutrients that'll make your mushrooms go wild with happiness. Host places the dish inside an incubator, closes it, and jumps excitedly. No. Time to play Mother Nature. Pop your dish into a specially designed incubator like a cozy incubator nest. This is where the real magic happens, my friends. Within a couple of weeks, you'll witness the miracle of life right in front of your eyes. It's like a fireworks display of growth, spreading its roots and reaching towards the sky. Close-up of shots of growing mushroom cultures, sure. As you can see, these tiny, fragile tissue samples are continuously dividing and multiplying, forming a mosaic of mycelium. Okay, that's fine. It's like an artwork from another dimension. Also, I agree. You are now officially the proud parent of a fungal family, flourishing right at your fingertips. Host holds up a fully grown mushroom. So it doesn't... Okay, well, we'll go back and kind of review this. We'll just keep going. Host, proudly. I like how it's saying to do this proudly. And just like that, my friends, you have successfully learned how to inoculate Petri dishes with mushroom tissue samples. You are now part of a growing community of mycologists exploring the wonders of fungi right in your backyard. Closing shot. The host surrounded by various Petri dishes with mushroom cultures. So what are you waiting for? Grab your lab coat, channel your inner mad scientist, and embark on a journey that will amaze your friends and bring culinary joy to your taste buds. Unleash the power of mushrooms and let the growth begins. Upbeat music fades in. End screen with host standing next to the words "Join the Mycology Revolution, subscribe now." And the last bit of dialogue is, "Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell for more mind-blowing mycology adventures. Till next time, happy mushrooming." Background music fades out and supposedly the video concludes. I love that script. I wouldn't ever do anything like that, but I do kind of love that script. I don't usually speak like that because I usually just speak more to the point, but where's it at? Here it is. This is one of my favorite parts. It's not my favorite part, but it's one of my favorite parts. But thanks to the wonders of science, we now have a foolproof method. Drum roll, please. Introducing tissue cultures. It's like alchemy for mushroom lovers. Okay, so, first of all, tissue samples and like tissue culturing and like genetic cloning of mushrooms and stuff like that is not new. This has been around for as long as we've been cultivating mushrooms. We learned very, very early on while we were starting to get into agriculture and kind of take on that way of life that you can take a piece of a mushroom and you can then propagate like an oyster mushroom, crumble that up, put it into a pile of sawdust or something, or wood chips or whatever, and you can grow mushrooms from that piece of tissue that you took from that mushroom. So this is nothing new. It's not like alchemy for mushroom lovers. But I guess, okay, in this defense, I guess if you're not familiar with mycology, or if you're not completely familiar with how mushrooms grow, maybe that is kind of new to you. Maybe that is kind of magical in a way, which is fine. But putting the gloves on, that's fine. It's always good to have gloves on. Not really out of sterility, because wearing gloves doesn't ensure that you're sterile, but having good sterility practices, like constantly sanitizing your hands and just watching what you're touching, does. But it's always good to have gloves on while you're doing mycology, because you're going to be sanitizing your hands so frequently. It's just nice not to have to keep putting alcohol on your hands and maybe drying them out. Alright, we're gonna go down here. Where's it at? Okay. Once you have your prized mushroom, grab a sterile scalpel or a clean knife if you want to feel like a kitchen wizard. Carefully slice off a tiny piece of the mushroom's flesh, just like you would with a slice of cake. It's time to taste the science. That's not how you do that at all. That is very, very wrong. That's not going to do anything except for just give you a chunk of mushroom. You actually want to go about this in a very controlled way, and then you want to get the piece of mushroom tissue that you're going to be extracting from whatever fungus fruit body that you're using. You want to make sure that you're getting it from the very center of that fungal fruit body in order to create a sterile sample. But we'll just gloss over that because this is my favorite part. Host holds up a bottle of nutrient agar. The secret sauce to mushroom growth lies in its marvelous substance called nutrient agar. Pour a small amount of the agar into the petri dish, covering the mushroom tissue gently. It's a cocktail of nutrients that'll make your mushrooms go wild with happiness. Okay, the big thing that they got wrong with this script is, for some reason, the AI generator is thinking that you take your sample of mushroom tissue, you apparently place it in an empty petri dish, you then pour the nutrient agar over the tissue sample that's on the bottom of the petri dish, and then cover up the tissue sample with agar. Okay, first of all, you're not going to be able to get any oxygen to that tissue sample, so that's just going to suffocate it right then and there. But also, in order to pour agar, you need it to be almost at the boiling point of water. The melting point of agar after it sets is like 85 degrees Celsius or something like that. So in order to be able to pour agar over a mushroom sample, you're going to have it almost at the boiling point of water, which means you're going to cook your mushroom sample. That's not going to work at all. But after that, it does kind of, like, after this part where it doesn't quite get the concept of what a Petri dish is, in this case, it does kind of go back to reality. You know, pop your dish into an incubator and then wait a little while. In this case, it says a couple weeks. That's true. Sometimes it does take a week, 2, 3, a month in order for your mushroom samples or your mushroom cultures to grow. Just depends on the species of mushroom that you're dealing with. Yeah, and then up down here it's talking about fragile tissue samples are continuously dividing and multiplying, forming a mosaic of mycelium. Yeah, that's true as well. That's exactly what it does. It's like an artwork from another dimension. I do really like that, actually. I like that line. It's like an artwork from another dimension. It does look really, really cool whenever you watch mushroom mycelium grow out on agar. But yeah, I think what I don't like most about this script is it gives the absolute bare essentials of talking about mushroom, cloning a mushroom and stuff like that. But it doesn't give you any useful information because basically the last part of the script that actually tells you anything about the mushroom sample is, and just like that, my friends, of course it has to have the my friends in there, you have successfully learned how to inoculate Petri dishes with mushroom tissue samples. No, you haven't. It hasn't told you how to actually do the procedure. All it's telling you, the only thing that it basically said in this script is cut off a piece of a mushroom like a slice of cake, put it in an empty Petri dish, and then pour liquid hot agar, nutrient agar, over the mushroom and then put it in an incubator. It doesn't tell you like how to properly sterilize things. It doesn't tell you what is in the agar. It doesn't tell you like what kind of mushroom it is. It doesn't tell you the temperature of your incubator. It doesn't tell you where to get your sample from the actual mushroom itself. It's just telling you to slice off a piece of the mushroom. Whenever you are doing a clone of a mushroom, you want to make sure that it is a very sterile sample. That is why you rip them open and you get a sample from the middle of the mushroom, because that is your best chance of getting a clean piece of the fungal fruit body. I mean, this is a good start. I guess if you really wanted to, you could use something like this as a starting point and then build on this script. But for me, I'll just stick to the way I already do my videos and stuff like that, because I think that the way I do them works for me. That's the most comfortable way for me to do these videos, so I'm just going to keep doing them like that. But this was really fun. I did like this. I love how it's telling you to pour nutrient agar onto a slice of mushroom that's already in a Petri dish. That's funny to me. It probably shouldn't be as funny as it is, but it is. All right, we'll see you later, guys. Bye-bye.